Do you know the difference between a panic attack and an anxiety attack? Contrary to popular belief, they aren't synonyms. These terms often get mixed in conversation, which leads to confusion. Yes, both conditions can be taxing, but they are distinct. Each has unique features, creating different experiences for sufferers. Panic attacks are abrupt, intense, and accompanied by physical symptoms. On the other hand, anxiety attacks are usually less intense, but last longer. The distinction is subtle but significant. Understanding their unique characteristics can help demystify these experiences and provide a clearer path to managing them effectively. A panic attack can be likened to a sudden, violent storm, unpredictable and severe. It assaults abruptly and unexpectedly, frequently without a discernible catalyst, capturing the person in a tornado of severe anxiety and distress. This psychological tempest manifests symptoms that peak rapidly, possibly within minutes. It brings disconcerting bodily reactions, including noticeably rapid heartbeats, excessive perspiration, trembling, and an unnerving difficulty in breathing. There might also be mental disturbances such as a profound sense of doom hanging overhead or an overwhelming fear of losing one's grip on reality. This emotional turmoil is potent. It can often be misconstrued as a cardiac episode. The experience can be so intense that it's often mistaken for a heart attack. On the other hand, an anxiety attack is more akin to a rising tide, incrementally escalating due to a perceived stressor or threat. Its onset is not abrupt. Instead, it's a subtle, building sense of unease that gradually intensifies. The manifestations, though bearing resemblance to a panic attack, less severe. They make their presence known slowly and subtly, yet persistently. These symptoms encompass a spectrum of psychological and physical experiences. They often start with restlessness, a feeling of being constantly on edge or wound up, escalating into an inexplicable fatigue that seems to permeate through every muscle. This can further lead to difficulty in focusing, clouding the mind, and hindering cognitive functions. The irritability that follows can be nearly palpable, coupled with a noticeable increase in muscle tension. This tension might not be overwhelming, but it's relentless, making relaxation a distant dream. Often it leads to disruptions in sleep patterns, turning peaceful nights into restless ones. Rather than the sudden, overwhelming surge of a panic attack, an anxiety attack often feels like a mounting pressure that intensifies over time. Despite their distinct characteristics, panic and anxiety attacks share a common thread. They both stem from the body's natural response to stress or danger, known as the fight or flight response. This primal instinct, deeply ingrained within our systems, sparks off an immediate reaction to perceived threats. Both panic and anxiety attacks engage our body's defenses, activating physiological responses that prepare us for danger. A surge of adrenaline rushes through veins, accompanied by other stress hormones. These biochemical changes result in palpitations, shortness of breath, and sweating. Their severity varies, but the emotional turmoil is undeniable. In both cases, this response is triggered, causing a rush of adrenaline and other stress hormones that lead to the physical symptoms experienced. In summary, the key differences between panic and anxiety attacks can be understood by looking at their onset, intensity, duration, and triggers. A panic attack is like a thunderstorm that appears without warning. It is a sudden and intense surge of fear that peaks within minutes, leaving the person feeling as if they're having a heart attack, losing control, or even dying. There's no clear trigger for this, and the unpredictability further exacerbates the fear. On the other hand, an anxiety attack resembles a slow-build thunderstorm, rising gradually due to a perceived stressor. Its symptoms, although uncomfortable, are generally less intense compared to a panic attack. It's like a persistent rain that's constantly worrying you, but doesn't come with the sudden lightning strike of a panic attack. Remember, knowledge is power. It's critical to grasp disparities between various experiences. The awareness and comprehension of these differences can aid in their management. Seeking appropriate help when needed is pivotal. This approach helps mitigate the influence these conditions may inflict on individuals' lives. Acquiring this knowledge is not just empowering, but also serves as a stepping stone towards better health management. So, the next time you sense a disturbance or a sudden wave of emotion, remember, it's not a disaster. It's merely your body's natural reaction to a stressful something that, with understanding, can be effectively managed and controlled.